After a couple days at Tokyo Disney, we're finally off to Tokyo proper to explore the city. We started out at Tsukiji Outer Market, which is a fish market with an array of seafood and other popular food items. We started off with the best tamago I've ever had. It was only 150 yen, which is pretty cheap in my opinion too. Next door, we got our first taste of Japanese Kobe beef. This was a skewer that was over $20, but my god, it was worth it. Probably can't have too many of those in one sitting, but the fattiness with the beef was undefeated. Checked out some stores like this custom knife shop, bought some strawberry mochi, which was quite good, and then got this wild shrimp cracker thing where they put a whole shrimp and batter on one of those Chipotle tortilla presses, and it pops out this massive shrimp chip. Kinda dry, but was a very unique taste and experience. We didn't get a proper lunch, just took a last stop at a small shop selling this fatty tuna that was probably one of the best of the whole trip. The platter was only 8 USD, which I think was worth every penny. After all this eating, we walked west to hit the shops of Tokyo. We also went to the secondhand vintage store and I tried on this North Face Gucci jacket that was more than my net worth. We also went into other stores that were more my speed, like Uniqlo Tokyo, where everything is essentially half US price clothing, Atmos, which is a famous Japanese sneaker store, and a massive everything store called Big Camera. We eventually stopped to eat at a standing sushi bar in the mall and then went back out for shopping. I didn't film, but we hit up Nippon-made Onitsuka Tiger, and I found a pretty rare pair of shoes there. And then we rushed up to Toshima City to the Mega Pokemon Center. We only had 10 minutes there, but I managed to buy a lot before they kicked us out. Definitely planning on going back there. Stopped at a thrift store on the way back, which has some pretty cool stuff. Then waited 2 hours in line at Ichiran Ramen, which was amazing. They sell their noodles and broth here in the States at Costco, I'm pretty sure, and I definitely recommend. Throughout the city, they have a bunch of these claw machine stores where it's just a place with, all claw machines. Won a nice 3-piece for Jane, and that concluded our first hectic day in Tokyo. It's past midnight, we're finally back. Just came from that arcade, which was really fun. I picked up a couple things today. So we went to the Pokemon Center. We only had like 10 minutes. Hopefully we go back. I kind of just panicked, bought a bunch of stuff. But I got some Pokeballs, which come with like mystery Pokemon. I got a Combustion Absol and Blaziken. Super pumped about these. This is my favorite line, Torchic, Combustion, Blaziken, but they didn't have Torchic.
Open a Pokeball.
Open a Pokeball? Later. Here's... Jane got a headband. You want it?
Yes.
Okay. And then I just got a bunch of these B Street stickers too, which are really sick. Charmander, Dratini, Leafeon, Eevee, a bunch of them. I want some more too, but like I said, kind of just bought it on a whim, more or less, because we didn't have much time. And then I also got a Onitsuka Tiger shoes, which is, if you don't know, it's the company essentially that was Asics before the merger, and these are Nippon made, so these are all handmade. They're really rare, and they somehow had my size. I had 12 and a half. These are Mexico 66s, but they're all handmade or Nippon made in Japan. And yeah, these are really hard to find, and I can't believe they have them my size. I looked after, like, the biggest size they have a lot of the time is like a 10, and in store they had a 12 in this, a 12 in the black, and then a 12 and a half in this white colorway. And a bunch of the other ones, they didn't even have even a 12, but these are sweet. They're so well made. These were expensive though. These were, how much were these? I think these were 33,000 yen, about that. The guy was super nice that was helping me out. He gave me a 5% discount. So I think it came out to like 225 USD, which isn't too bad. You cannot find these online though, especially for these size, or this size. I found like a size 10. I found a couple sizes, but they're like 420, 440. So I think they're nice. These are such sleeper shoes though, in my opinion. They're really nice. Next day, we woke up fairly early to go to the spot called Sujihan Zitaku Don. It's an open kitchen serving rice bowls with fish and sea urchin. Top 10 dishes we had for sure. We then went back to the Mega Pokemon Center and I bought twice as much as I did the day before, and that satisfied my Pokemon cravings besides one last thing. We went to find a bathroom, and next to it was this room with hundreds of keychain machines. Each one was about 300 to 400 yen of really anything imaginable. It was quite overwhelming. After, we took a train back to Shibuya City and went to the specialty coffee spot called Coffee Mameya. These people put the science into coffee. Whether it's the beans, brewing, or serving, they do extensive research into everything related to coffee. We ended up trying a couple that were really good. Even a very dark roast I liked, even though I'm usually not a fan. Jane ended up buying a couple for her and her friends as well. We then did some more shopping. We went into a Stussy, and they didn't have any Stussy Tokyo stuff, unfortunately. Didn't pick up any on the whole trip, which sucked. But then we went into Kith, and they actually had a couple of Japan exclusives that Jane and I ended up picking up. Probably my favorite pieces I bought this whole trip, along with my Onitsuka shoes. For dinner, we met up with one of Jane's dance friends from college and ate at Katsu Motomura, which is a katsu breaded beef wagyu place. It's undercooked when they give it to you, and you put it on the burner in front of you to finish it off nice and hot before you shove it down your throat. I would say this was my second favorite dish of the whole trip. Alright, so we're back, and I actually did a lot of shopping today. I actually shopped more than Jane today. She got something from Kith. I got a couple things from Kith. Jane actually bought me a pair of pants from Stussy. Got a long sleeve shirt from Atmos. The nice Rays logo. And then we went back to Pokemon Center, and I spent like $200 here. A lot of money. Some of the stuff's for my brother. Not much of it though. Oh, that's Jane's stuff. But yeah, I'll do a haul or something when we get back in the States. Oh, here's my headband. So when I put on skincare, got some Japanese Pokemon cards. The Kiss stuff is really sick though. Got a couple Tokyo exclusives, which I'm hyped about. My sweatshirt I got is already wrapped, but I might wear this. I might wear this one on the trip. This is a Kith Tokyo hat with a couple patches, which looks sick. It's a nice green. The lighting here is all yellow, so I don't know if you can tell, but Day 3 was some of the same with some shopping at the beginning, but then we went to this hedgehog cafe called Chiku Chiku Cafe. They were so cute, but I honestly felt kind of bad. They're nocturnal animals, so it was their time to sleep. Some were friendly, but others just wanted to get some shut-eye. There was also this other one that seemed like he snorted a certain white powder and was going off the rails, literally. Next we went to a place that took us 3 days to make a reservation, the Pokemon Cafe. This was the thing I was most excited for the whole trip. And to be honest, the experience was kind of cool, and we got to see a dancing Gengar. As far as the food goes, this was one of our most expensive meals, besides omakase, and all we got were bad, cold kids' meals. Food was terrible. In the evening, we made it to Akihabara to look at their retro gaming stores. It was pretty cool seeing all these consoles, and I was so close to buying a Nintendo SP and DS. Ones I was actually looking forward going into this trip, but didn't end up pulling the trigger as they were just too expensive. We ended the night going to this random yakitori place that had open smoking inside. Besides the smoking, the yakitori wasn't that good, and we got tuna that was probably worse than what we can get in California. One last thing, trying these out. Mexican taco. Well, it kind of smells like Taco Bell.
Right?
Kind of tastes like Taco Bell. Day 4 brought us to another animal cafe, this time a micro pig cafe called My Pig Cafe in Harajuku. This place was awesome. The pigs were full of energy, and there were a bunch of them. One of the pigs was just big chilling with me for pretty much the whole hour. For lunch, we ate at this tonkatsu place in Shibuya called Tonkatsu Maizen Ayama, I think. Unbelievable katsu. I would say just outside my top 3 as the 4th spot, but damn, that was delicious. We ended up doing some more Shibuya shopping and ended with a pre-dinner dessert at a Happy Pancake. So fluffy. Day 5 was the day to be ultimate tourist by doing a go-karting experience in Tokyo. We rented these go-karts, and a tour guide takes a group of us on a 2-hour-long ride throughout the city. We went on this road called Rainbow Bridge, and we were hauling at like 65 kilometers per hour, which is pretty damn fast for go-karts. Cars were just chilling next to us, and it was kind of wild. We didn't even wear helmets the whole time. Day 6 was our last day in Tokyo, and we had scheduled Shibuya Sky for this day, which is where you go super high in a building and see the sick views. The weather today was perfect, and our view was incredible, as you can tell from the videos. We got lunch at this interesting place that I don't know how to say, where they give you miniature bowls that are essentially each their own dish. Cool concept, but the actual food was just mid. Then we made the long trek down to Yokohama and went to the Cup of Noodle Museum. It was pretty cool, and we got to create our own custom cup of noodle. I can't draw, so mine looked awful. James was sick though, with her code. Andy. We ended the night in Yokohama Chinatown, which was super sick and super cheap, and we just ordered small food here and there until we were